Nothing at all, man. Just didn't come with the.
I mean, it's uncanny. So yeah, I would think. I mean, both battered, exhausted. Like, you know, it was a brutal.
Teofimo Lopez was reportedly left in critical condition following his bout with Shakur Stevenson. After suffering a decisive loss, the situation escalated when Lopez sustained a severe eye injury that required urgent medical attention and hospitalization. Stevenson's commanding display in the ring left Lopez exposed, and fans were left stunned to see a fighter of his caliber endure such serious damage. The match didn't just end in defeat. It became a troubling and risky moment in Lopez's professional journey. According to reports shared by Counterpunch Boxing, Teofimo Lopez is dealing with serious health issues in the aftermath of his loss to Shakur Stevenson. Although specific details have not been fully disclosed, the footage released highlights how serious the situation may be. Fans have expressed growing concern, recognizing that this goes far beyond the outcome of a single fight. It serves as a stark reminder of the physical risks fighters face, adding a sobering note to what was otherwise a landmark victory for Shakur Stevenson.
Serious health conditions. What kind? I don't know. He didn't go into specifics, but I think he posted this video to show the severity, the seriousness of.
Despite showing grit throughout the fight, Teofimo Lopez absorbed heavy punishment against Shakur Stevenson. Stevenson's sharp jab and accuracy eventually caused a severe cut over Lopez's left eye. As the rounds went on, blood poured down his face while he struggled to gain momentum. This was far from a superficial injury. The seriousness of the damage required immediate medical attention after the fight, with doctors keeping Lopez under close observation in the hospital due to the extent of the trauma.
The outcome, I don't think he looked great in the fight. He was missing, and his timing seemed off.
The fight underscored just how overwhelming Shakur Stevenson's control over Teofimo Lopez truly was. Each time Lopez attempted to rally, he was met with sharp, calculated counters that only intensified the swelling and damage around his eye. Walking away would have been understandable, but Lopez pushed on despite the obvious risk. His eventual hospitalization made the seriousness of the injuries clear, serving as a stark example of the price paid when stepping in the ring with a fighter of Stevenson's caliber.
Getting hurt, he kept getting up, and he showed heart. You know, it probably would have been easy to stay down and not get your teeth shut.
Eddie Hearn was full of praise after Shakur Stevenson's performance, pointing to the complete control he showed throughout the fight. Stevenson's accuracy, combined with his sharp jab and movement, repeatedly exposed Teofimo Lopez's already compromised eye. Hearn emphasized Shakur's elite timing, conditioning, and all-around skill, explaining why Lopez struggled to keep up and later required medical treatment. This wasn't simply a victory. It was a technical showcase that left Lopez badly hurt and reminded the boxing world just how special Stevenson is.
Shakur looked strong, you know, Shakur looked like he was punching very hard. His jab was on point, his footwork was incredible. It's his timing, it's his fitness.
Claressa Shields weighed in on Shakur Stevenson's dominant performance against Teofimo Lopez, quickly pointing out how harsh the fight truly was. She noted how Shakur's sharp jabs to both the body and head left visible blood on the canvas, a clear indication of the damage Lopez endured. This went beyond pure athletic skill. It was calculated precision that escalated Lopez's eye injury into a serious medical issue. The fight served as another example of Stevenson's dangerous level of control inside the ring.
and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body. And we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is a stoppage. I can't ask for nothing else.
In his first comments following his dominant win over Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson addressed the impact of his offense. He acknowledged landing clean left hands to both the body and head, including shots that aggravated Lopez's eye injury. Stevenson's accuracy and power ultimately led to Lopez being hospitalized after the bout. This went beyond a standard win. It was a methodical breakdown that showed how elite timing and skill can transform a competitive matchup into a dangerous night.
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Did you feel like you hurt him at any point in the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I hurt him a couple times. My jab, my left hand to the body, my left hand up top. I put him.
Daniel Jacobs shared his reaction to Shakur Stevenson's commanding performance against Teofimo Lopez, pointing to the clear gap in ability between the two fighters. Stevenson's jabs and combinations repeatedly exploited Lopez's vulnerabilities, particularly his compromised eye, leaving him overwhelmed and later in need of hospitalization. Jacobs noted that this wasn't a question of toughness or determination. It was pure skill on display. Stevenson's precise, clinical approach turned the fight into a textbook example of elite boxing, while also serving as a sobering reminder of the sport's unforgiving nature.
Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur, and I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk, been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent. And
Bruce Carrington shared his thoughts on Shakur Stevenson's dominant showing against Teofimo Lopez, emphasizing how smooth and controlled Stevenson made the fight appear. Each time Lopez tried to press the action, small openings appeared, and Shakur's quick reactions and counters capitalized on them immediately. Even Lopez's attempts to switch stances or increase his output failed to slow Stevenson's accuracy. The damage, particularly around Lopez's eye, was clear, making his post-fight hospitalization unsurprising. From the opening round, Stevenson dictated the tempo, reinforcing why he's viewed as one of the most complete and dangerous fighters in the sport today.
I was saying, like, if Teo was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Teo, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. Like, that's not going to work, bro. That's not going to, you're not going to take up enough space to touch Shakur. And Shakur's reflexes and his countering was just keeping Teo at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him.
Coach Wall Ally praised Shakur Stevenson's performance as a career-defining moment. Not only did Stevenson claim another title at 140 pounds, but he did so with clinical precision, methodically dismantling Teofimo Lopez. Every jab and counter compounded Lopez's injuries, ultimately leaving him hospitalized. Wall Ally highlighted Stevenson's timing, conditioning, and overall skill, emphasizing that this was far more than a typical win. It reinforced his dominance and left fans and analysts amazed at how thoroughly he controlled a fighter of Lopez's caliber.
I'm very excited. I said this was another legacy fight for him, and
Absolutely.
he got a chance to, establish his legacy once again, winning another title at 140 pounds. So I'm very enthusiastic about his future and very proud of his performance.
Devin Haney shared his thoughts on the fight, noting that Teofimo Lopez seemed off from the very beginning. Shakur Stevenson quickly took advantage, landing sharp, precise shots that worsened Lopez's eye injury and left him clearly hurt. Haney emphasized Stevenson's focus and control, turning the match into a methodical dismantling. While Lopez's toughness was impressive, Stevenson's skill, timing, and counters made it obvious why Lopez required hospitalization. The performance not only reinforced Stevenson's elite status, but also reminded fans why he's one of the most feared fighters in boxing today.
What did you make of it?
At the end of the day, if you look at interviews before the fight, I was saying that something looked off about him. He looked like he just wasn't really focused on the fight. He said my name before the fight more than he even said.
Bruce Carrington praised Shakur Stevenson's commanding performance, highlighting his total control from the very first round. Stevenson's quick reflexes and precise counters kept Teofimo Lopez on the defensive, unable to mount any meaningful offense. Each jab and combination further aggravated Lopez's already vulnerable eye, contributing to his post-fight hospitalization. Carrington emphasized how effortless Stevenson made it look, turning what could have been a competitive bout into a masterclass in timing, accuracy, and skill, cementing his status as one of boxing's most complete and dangerous fighters.
Shakur looked phenomenal, dominant performance. Just what do you think about that?
Man, he made it easy. I was saying, like, if Tio was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Tio, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. Like, that's not going to work, bro. You're not going to take up enough space to touch Shakur. Shakur's reflexes and his countering was just keeping Tio at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him. Shakur got the...
Watching Shakur Stevenson dismantle Teofimo Lopez, Claressa Shields couldn't hide her reaction. She noted how Stevenson controlled 11 of the 12 rounds, dominating every exchange with pinpoint precision. Lopez struggled to keep pace, his eyes swelling from repeated accurate shots, a stark reminder of the fight's intensity. Stevenson's footwork, timing, and powerful combinations left Lopez hospitalized after the bout. Shields praised not only the victory but the masterful display of skill and focus, highlighting Stevenson's perseverance and brilliance and solidifying his place among boxing's elite forces.
Shakur won emphatically, 119 I think to 109 was the scorecard, so basically like 11 rounds to 1. What did you think about the outcome and the fact that he was able to win so dominantly?
One, shout out to New York. The Shoo Bruce Carrington, he's world champion now. I'm so proud of him.
Facts.
Been watching him fight the undercard and all this stuff forever. And then for world champion tonight, I was bawling, I was crying, yo. So shout out to him. He shine every time he come out to see his story, see how much he done overcame everything. Now he get a 12th round knockout, looking good against Jermaine Ortiz.
Edgar Berlanga analyzed Shakur Stevenson's relentless performance, highlighting how effortlessly Stevenson dismantled Teofimo Lopez round after round. Every strike seemed intentional, exploiting weaknesses and worsening Lopez's eye injury, which ultimately required hospitalization. Berlanga praised Stevenson's rare combination of precision, timing, and control, noting how he turned each exchange into a statement. What stood out most, he said, was Stevenson's blend of power, strategy, and intelligence, leaving Lopez overwhelmed. This was more than a win. It was a demonstration of why Stevenson is considered one of boxing's most feared and technically gifted fighters.
Easy work. My brother Shakur spanked his ass 12 rounds like I told him he would. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my brother, man. He did his thing, man.
What stood out the most with Shakur right now?
Say it again?
What stood out the most with Shakur?
Huh?
What stood out the most with Shakur tonight versus Teofimo?
Wait, what you said?
What stood out the most?
Oh, Shakur. I already knew he was going to box his ass out. Like, he was going to box him out. Easy work. You know what I'm saying? Shakur's a special talent in the sport of boxing, man, and he's been like that since then.
Backstage, Keshin Davis said he was completely impressed by Shakur Stevenson's performance. He explained how Teofimo Lopez was outmatched from the opening bell, taking repeated shots that left his eye seriously injured. Stevenson made it look effortless, turning what could have been a close fight into a total dismantling. Davis also touched on possible future matchups, including Stevenson calling out Conor Benn. For him, the bout was a clear reminder of Stevenson's precision, dominance, and the physical impact he can inflict, ultimately leading to Lopez's hospitalization and cementing his status as one of boxing's elite.
I'm just going crazy, like, oh, he beat him up. It's easy work. Like, he's beating Tio up. Like, it's not even a close fight, you know what I'm saying? So, I was just happy for him. Super happy for him.
Man, he called out Conor Benn. You guys both trying to maybe co-main and main event in the UK with all these UK guys?
Hey, man, how big this event was, bro. Like, I ain't tripping.
Eddie Hearn broke down Shakur Stevenson's performance, highlighting the total control he maintained throughout the fight. From the opening round, Stevenson's footwork, timing, and shot selection kept Teofimo Lopez frustrated and battered, especially around the eye that later required hospitalization. Hearn stressed that this wasn't about luck or toughness. It was pure skill and dominance. Stevenson dictated the pace from start to finish, leaving Lopez with no answers, and Hearn even suggested he could have stopped him entirely. This wasn't just a win, it was a masterclass in precision, timing, and control that left the boxing world in awe.
Completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. Like the golfing levels was phenomenal. And I said to Bud, like, going into 12, he could do 40 rounds, Shakur. Like, never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked like frustrated, just obviously busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter, 4-division world champion.
The fight's aftermath tells the full story. Shakur Stevenson didn't just win. He methodically dismantled Teofimo Lopez. Each jab, counter, and combination left Lopez struggling, resulting in a serious eye injury and hospitalization. This wasn't a close contest. It was a masterclass in timing, skill, and dominance. Fans continue to marvel at how effortlessly Stevenson controlled the fight, proving why he's one of boxing's most complete athletes. If you haven't seen this performance yet, now's the time. Like, comment, and subscribe to catch all of Shakur Stevenson's highlights, reactions, and future matchups. Who do you think he should face next?